Hey guys! So I have 10 books here and I'm going to be going through my July TBR. So I decided to do 10 books on my TBR because I read around like 12 or 13 books last month, and the books I picked I really want to get through because they've either been on my shelf for a very long time or I'm just super excited to read them. So let's go ahead and get started. Sorry I'm so out of breath. I'm very out of shape. Those books were very heavy. The first book I have on my TBR is The Wish by Nicholas Sparks. I really want to read this book because it is by Nicholas Sparks, and obviously he wrote The Notebook and The Lucky One, all those good ones. And to be honest, I've only read The Notebook. I've seen all of his movies, obviously, but I have not read his books. So if I get a chance to read this book, I'm gonna be very excited. So this is about Maggie, and she is sent away to her grandmother's in North Carolina, Outer Banks. And she meets this boy named Bryce, and that's all I really know about this book. I also know she's like a travel photographer or something like that. Yeah, I'm going into this book blind. I hardly know anything about this book, but I know it's by Nicholas Sparks, so like that sold me. Next is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This has been on my shelf for about 3 years and I want to get it off of my TBR shelf, okay? That's why it's on this TBR. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to it, to be honest. Hopefully, but middle school is mostly when I got on my books, and if it had a pretty cover, I bought it, okay? That's why I have all these fantasy books on my TBR, and I don't know if this is considered fantasy or like thriller or something. I do know it's a part of a series, and I literally just bought this because of the cover, and I'm so glad I stopped doing that because, I mean, I'm so interested in this book, but I think I'd have to get like a push to start reading it because I don't know. But it's about a private school in Vermont, and Albert, which is the person who opened up the school, his wife and daughter goes missing and gets kidnapped. And they don't really know what happened to them. It's kind of a big mystery. When Stevie enters the school, she starts to kind of get an interest with this story. So she's trying to solve this case. It sounds interesting. I'll just need a little push to start reading it, but hopefully I will get this read in July because you guys can see how old it is. Like, the pages are yellow, and I need to just get it over with, and hopefully I'll like it. Next is Our Way Back to Always by Nina Marino. I got this bit for the cover, and I told you I didn't do that anymore, but I did it with this one, okay? I'm sorry. I really don't usually do that, but this cover is just, But this storyline I'm actually interested in because it is romance and that's all I read, but this is about Lou and Sam, and they grew up being best friends, and when they hit high school they kind of go two separate routes. Like, Sam is more of the popular guy, he's always going out, hanging out with friends, and Lou is more focused on her education and where that's gonna lead her. And then eventually Sam and Lou find this bucket list that they wrote when they were little, and Sam finds that Lou has not crossed off anything that they were wanting to accomplish, so he takes her on this adventure of crossing off all the things on their bucket list. And I think that sounds so cute. Like, and the cover, guys. I'm sorry, I'm obsessed. Like, I could literally look at this cover for days. I don't know what it is. It's not like, I haven't seen this book anywhere either. I was on Book Outlet and I seen it and I was like, I have to have that. That cover is immaculate. Like, next is All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban, and this is a thriller. Super excited. This is about 6 kids who are invited to this dinner, but what they don't know is they are locked in there with a bomb, and they have to decide which student or which person will have to stay, because there's one person that has to stay in this room and be killed. So it sounds so interesting, like the conversations that they're gonna have trying to decide who's gonna die out of these 6 people. I think it is 6 but just sounds so interesting. Like, I don't know, I'm super excited to read this book. This may be a book I read very, very soon because the mystery is just pulling me in. Like, I need to know. Next is one of the books my mother got me. She said, "You like romance? Casey West." She ordered me Listen to Your Heart by Casey West. This has been on my bookshelf for about like 2 months now, and I want to read it because I heard Casey West does very like fluffy romance books, and I heard they're kind of like middle school-y, but I could still really like it. And it seems like when I went on Goodreads, a lot of people had good opinions on it. So I'm really excited about that. But this is about Katie, and she joins the high school podcast, and people call in and she gives advice. Also, if there's snoring in the background, that's literally my lab. I'm so sorry, she is so loud. But yeah, this is about Katie, and she has a podcast, and an anonymous, that's what it was. An anonymous guy starts calling in asking for advice on his crush, and she gives him some really good advice. And it says it's about secrets, love, and friendship that will win over hearts everywhere. So I'm super excited reading about a book about a podcast because I listen to podcasts pretty frequently, so I'm super excited about that one. Next is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I read Fangirl by her and I really enjoyed it. I love her covers, like the illustrations is so cool. And I don't know what it is about the feeling of the paper in her books, but I don't know, they're just so, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. I think there's like pictures inside of this too. Yeah, because I think the main character is like an illustrator. You see, there's like pictures inside. But this is about Eliza, and she is the creator of a webcomic that is really popular. It's called Monstrous Sea. But in real life, she's a very like shy person. You would never know she owns this webcomic that everybody loves. But when Wallace moves to her school, which is one of her #1 fans of her webcomic, her secrets start to unfold, and she has to deal with that and how that's going to affect her relationship. So there's a bunch of illustrations on this and inside of the book because of her webcomic. I'm super excited to read this. See, like, her books just hit different. Like, I don't know, the certain pages, if you don't have a book of hers, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but like the way it feels and stuff, I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo, but. Next is Confess by Colleen Hoover. Super excited, another Colleen Hoover. Guys, I am running through these Colleen Hoover books, and I think I have like I think I have like 5 left of hers I haven't read, but best believe, I haven't read Hopeless, that's what I haven't read. But so excited to read that one too, but this one is really hyped up. Like, I've seen a lot of people hype it up, so I'm excited to read it. It's about Auburn Reed, and she meets Owen in this art studio, and she finds out a bunch of secrets about Owen, and this is inevitably ruining her life, so she has to cut Owen out of her life or just keep dealing with everything that's happening. It's kind of hard to explain this because I haven't even read it yet, and the like description on the back isn't very like telling, so it's kind of a mystery to me on what it's about, but it looks like it has something to do with art, and that is my jam. I absolutely love art, so I'm really excited about this. Oh, it says to save their relationship, all Owen needs to do is confess. So obviously Owen has some like secrets up his sleeve, and I'm super excited to see where that takes them. Next is Geekerella by Ashley Poston. This is a super cute book. I put this on my wish list when I was in like, I want to say like a freshman or a sophomore, but it's still so cute. That cover is adorable. I love the purple. But this is like a retelling of Cinderella, and it's about Elle, and she's obsessed with this sci-fi series called Starfield, and she enters this cosplay competition for Starfield, and the prize is an invitation to the cosplay ball and a meet and greet with the actor that plays the prince in this movie. or in the reboot. Sorry, I have to read off of this because there's so many like complicated words I don't understand. So it has it has Elle's perspective and Darian's perspective, which is the guy who is like the main character in this movie. So it kind of shows the fans' perspective and also the person that everybody is going towards, which is the actor. Sorry guys, my camera's about to die, so I have to do this really quick. But the next book I have is Speak. I read this in middle school, really enjoyed it, really sad movie, but I wanted to reread it because this is about a girl who gets sexually assaulted at a party. So obviously a very, very deep subject. If that's a trigger for you, please do not read this book. But I'm really excited to read this just to educate myself. So hopefully I get to this soon. The next book and the very last book, sorry guys, I'm rushing. My camera's about to die, my bad. It's Christina Laurence's Soulmate Equation. I literally just got this book and I'm literally so excited, guys. Like, you do not understand. That is one of my favorite authors. So excited. But this is about, look at that cover first of all. Look at that cover. This is about Dr. Riva, and he sets up this soulmate kind of test, and it connects you to your soulmate based on genetic evidence, and he gets connected with Jessica Davis. Super excited, and Jessica isn't very happy about this because she cannot stand him. She thinks he is very stuck up and she's just not a fan of him, so it's obviously a hate to love. Super excited about this. The cover, like, I just had to get this. I went to Half Price Books and got this because it is so pretty to me. I'm just so excited that it's Christina Lauren. So I will probably be reading this soon, even though I just got this book. I should probably wait and do my other TBR, but that's not how I work, okay? So that is all the books I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my July TBR. Hopefully I get to most of these books, if not all of these books. But I will let you guys know in next month's wrap up. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, loves.